What's up, everybody on YouTube? We are back with another account review for Hobby. Everybody in Twitch chat, wave hi, say hello to YouTube. We are taking a look at Hobby, who's reached World 5 and just genuinely does not know what to do. So we're here to give him some directions, yeah? First off, you got some postal boxes that you could spend. That's not a huge deal. You're not like super mega over like we've seen in some accounts. Let's take a look. So you're missing a couple characters, obviously. So yeah, you're missing a couple, but it's not super. Like, I would say definitely is the time to get them rolling, at least getting them cooking. Where you're at. So let me ask you this, Avi, have you been doing the Amarok armor trick as part of your gear, or no? Because you can actually get to World 6 by doing the armor. Yeah, so it's definitely a cheap investment early on, and I would recommend it. Doing the Amarok armor trick by just, crafting a new set every time you get to the new world. It is cheap, and it is definitely viable. So I would give that a go if you really want to stabilize your gear. The first thing I'm seeing here is a lot of your stuff is kind of just all over the place. But we'll take a full depth and look here. So you just got to World 5, so I'm not super hypercritical of it. Okay. First things first. Buy all your animal points on all your characters. So you don't have to worry about materials right now. Though I would recommend you get materials, but I would say, and let's pull the document here. Spend money on Anvil. Max points. So make sure you spend your money to get everybody's points up. There's no sense in your characters not having it. Even if they are super low level, it is worth it to get it unlocked purely for the vials you're gonna have to complete with some of them. And some of the crafting materials you're going to need for it. So, and I think some bubbles also require it too. So I would recommend you get rolling on that as soon as you can, if you can afford it. Forge is Forge. Let's see. So, another one here that you're missing out on some easy gains. Max out your Forge upgrades. They're worth it. Just they're one and done. Get it going, and you'll be off to the races. How's your bribes look? You're basically going to be at that point where you got to get the new bribes, which is fine. How's your stamps look? Okay. You're in World 5, which will allow you to get the multi-tool stamp, which is good. It's the stamp down here. So the multi-tool stamp is going to really help with doing your prints and doing your skilling. So definitely pick that up when you can. You're going to need to do divinity for it anyway. And I know you were talking in Discord that with your World 5 and you're pushing divinity. So that is one thing new to note. For where you're at, I definitely say you could probably push your stamps out to a 4K minimum. So I do a minimum of 4K stamps. How's your owl? Oh my god. You have a higher owl than I've seen some endgame players. That's wild. That is wild. You like your clickers, huh? Okay. It's easy. You can use the dock and set timers. Yeah, fair enough. How's your alchemy looking? Ooh. Yeah, you got some unlocking to do in your alchemy. You got some unlocking you gotta get going in your alchemy. Piece of advice, if you're gonna be working on your alchemy to really get the most bang for your buck, start to invest a lot into Larry. Just because that chance to get a double upgrade at no additional cost is really, really nice and will help push through some of the later levels. So definitely would say focus on your Larry. Your FMJ and your Shagracy are super, super low, so I would reinvest some resources back in that. It looks like you do have some of the resources to do it, so I would recommend. You're probably hurting on liquids, I would imagine. That's what's hurting you the most. Yeah, I have 0 limits. Okay. Make sure you do spend the money as well to, yeah, spend the money, max out your cauldrons. Max out cauldron money upgrades. You definitely want to max those out. Definitely want to max those out. They will help. They absolutely will help. The regen, the capacity, you won't be able to hit the rates and the cap yet on these, but they're definitely worth doing. So don't neglect them. You're doing your vials. You are. Fantastic. If you are hurting on money, go back, get some more levels into Dire Drink. 100%. And just keep pushing. Making sure that you are unlocking more and more vials. You want to make sure that you are using your daily vial chances. Even if you're failing on it, that's okay. Just make sure you are using them daily, because you're really going to want to push it. I mean, Snow Slurry is really, really good early. Orange Malt's going to help with your critters. The energy drink is just free base multi-kill per tier, which is just beautiful, so definitely pick that up. I mean, there's some fantastic upgrades in here that you just want to get rolling. You know what I mean? Definitely want to get rolling. You're not doing sigils. Good. Avoid sigils at all costs. You're nowhere near that point. You've got more alchemy to focus on than anything else. How's your KillRoy? You've never done KillRoy? You've never done KillRoy? What is KillRoy? Okay, I'll show you. So KillRoy is, if you go here to World 2, and you see this floating skull head man, this is KillRoy. Basically what KillRoy allows you to do, and he's got a reset, is you can enter the fight. Hey, friends! Thank you for the raid. We're doing an account review, my friend. Thank you. You're able to do fights on a weekly reset for a specific class, and you're able to spend them on upgrades, and you get skulls that you're able to spend on. So skulls can give you candy, skulls can give you arcade balls, you can spend a refinery, books, eggs, whatever, what have you. It's worth doing because of the upgrades. Hello everybody, welcome, welcome. We are giving an account review to Javi. I work at 5, so I'm a dip, raid and dip out. You're all good. Thank you, friends. You have a good night and rest up. So this is KillRoy. I would definitely recommend you start doing it on reset, Javi. The upgrades are really simple and really good. So if you look at the actual upgrades, you're going to get the chance to get talent point drops, which are free permanent talent points. You can get dungeon credits when you get the upgrade, and you can eventually get pearls. It is totally worth your time to get these, and especially if you get KillRoy Prime. This is a much later thing. This is a World 4 thing. You can boost your artifact chance. You can get a chance of a third fight. You can get crops for World 6, Jade for World 6, nuggets for World 5's gaming, so on and so forth. So definitely, I would say start doing your KillRoys. There's no reason not to. Add it to your weekly rotation, touch it a couple of times, and you're absolutely good to go. Yes, hello, welcome everybody. I am Will. I am a doomer. I make YouTube videos. I give people free account reviews. In the case of Javi, we are giving him one right now, as we promised him one last week. How's your kangaroo looking? I imagine juiced as all hell. Okay, so you're at 2. You're at 2 on bonuses, which is good. Just keep working on Rune when you can. Keep working on Rune when you can, definitely. Let's take a look at your printer. Okay. You're following methods to madness. Coolio. Okay, so you are sticking with the method of madness, which is fine. And your prints are low. I'm interested to see. Let's take a look at your prayers too. I feel like you're not using a couple of them, but I just want to be double checking. You're working on salts and you're at 0. Fantastic. Keep that up. Are you doing Equinox? You are not doing Equinox. Do you know how to access Equinox, hon? And before I forget, let me make a note here. Do your KillRoys. So, if you don't know, so if we go over here into World 3, on the map with Lecombs, Lestashes, there is another portal that you can access right up here. It requires them an exorbitant amount of kills comparative to the other portals here in World 3. But it will take you up this track here through Rams and the Bloodbones. and you want to push it until you get the blood bones, because what the blood bones have, I think if I touch them, I'll die. Yeah. What the blood bones have access to, if we pull up their loot table here, is the Equinox Mirror. You can take the Equinox Mirror and it'll teleport you and unlock this map here. This is Equinox. Equinox gives you access to basically challenges you have to complete. And once you complete these challenges, you'll unlock additional upgrades, additional modifiers. Like if I do this one, I'll get 20% Equinox bar. If I complete this one, I'll get more max levels for my buffs. And the buffs include access to new resources, which are used for vials. This adds another KillRoy choice to invest in. This is liquid investment. This is what helps when you have a bubo that's fully online. Liquid investment allows you to push excess liquid into the cap upgrades, and there's no limit to it here. So if you're like, say you're full on rate, like you've got a full bar of liquids, and you're still doing cream cooking and things like that, any liquid that is generated will start to go to your cap upgrades and your rate upgrades. So you'll be able to reinvest for free. Matching Sims, which is a multiplier for your damage, which is disgustingly good. Slow Roast Whiz, which is good for your tower defense if you're getting to the point where you're at the later towers and you need to start to stack damage, where the mobs are getting progressively harder. Laboratory Fuse, don't worry about this one, it's trash. And Metal Detector. Metal Detector makes it so the gaming that you've unlocked there in World 5, if you don't get a good nugget, and it's not above your max, it adds to nugget size until you get a nugget over your max. So Equinox is very good, and it's time gated. There's no way to increase this bar outside of getting the upgrades for it. So it's recommended that you get started on it as soon as you can. Again, the way you reach it is you go to the stash map in World 3, you kill the mobs to unlock the new portal, you go through Rams, you unlock the new portal, you go to Blood Bones. You kill Blood Bones until you get the Equinox Mirror drop, you double click the Equinox Mirror drop, it takes you to this map here, and you're completely good to go. You'll have officially unlocked Equinox. So would recommend get started on that. The reason to keep in mind is this value here for Equinox Progress is the bar's total cost. So when you do an upgrade, the cost scales exponentially. So if it costs 120 to do the first one, it can cost 240 to do the second, and 360, and so on and so forth. That's why we ignore Laboratory Fuse as an upgrade, because it's unnecessary cost added on to future Equinox generation like bars. So let's take a look at your buildings too. Okay. Once you get your salts rolling, would 100% recommend you pivot into the following. Get your automation arm going. Cost cruncher is key. Chest space, trapper drone. Get working on those, okay? In terms of shrines, it's good to just get one of each if you can. Place them down, get the bonuses rolling for them. But out of them, automation arm has some disgusting bonuses. Have you seen the bonuses yet for automation arm? I can show you if you haven't. I have not. Okay, so we're still in World 3, so let's head over to World 3. So the automation arm allows for some really nice stuff. So at level 1, I believe it's the forge conveyor belt, so it'll automatically fill up your forge with the ores and oils from your chest. And the way that it literally works is if you place in, say, copper ore and World 5 oil, and you have extra in your chest, when it produces a cycle, it will deposit any bars it makes directly into your storage chest and pulls any ores and oils that are in those slots and throws it in there. It won't do it if you've run out, so you'll have to reset it if you've run out, but that's really, really nice and a way to basically AFK your forge, and you just set and forget it. Simple as. The nutrient neural network, I think, is level 2 if I recall. Basically, it will replenish your food. So if you lose, how do I put it? Because I'm getting stuck in a train of thought. So if I've got bread here, right? So we'll throw some bread in. If I've got bread and I'm using bread, if I have more bread in my storage, it'll automatically replenish it. So it's a way to keep your food constantly going if you're still at the point where you need to use food to stay alive, or use mana potions or speed potions or what have you. The arm will automatically do that for you as long as you have that food in storage. The next upgrade allows the mini soul apparatus, which is this guy here. It will take your best level you have in your tower defense. I ran out of potions at AK, and I with my DK. Yeah, so this is why automation alarm is good, because as long as you have potions in your chest, it'll automatically refill it. You don't have to worry about it. The mini soul apparatus will take your best levels for your tower defense and allow you to spend them rather than having to go to the totalize the totems themselves. This game good? I don't know, Chris. You tell me. You're a shitter. So in my case, it's like, okay, well, I need extra Dune souls. I can hit all quick and boom, I just converted all my souls and deposit them directly into storage. Easy peasy. We've got the anvil pipeline. So if you when you do a daily refresh, like when you get your procs off for your daily refresh, it'll automatically deposit all your production, all your anvil stuff into your storage chest, and you'll have to do that to all your people, but that's what it does. And then last but not least, the book reservation system. This is a simplified way to get max books. So in your library, you know you're always gambling for getting a max level book. The kicker is you can just check this right up here. It'll spend 20 books, but get you a guaranteed max level book. So you're guaranteed to get it no matter what. So if we take a look at like Star Player here, right? I am going to be guaranteed a 245 book if I hit this. So pick it up. I was guaranteed a 245 book. Easy peasy. I can boost it, spend it, bada bomb, done. So automation arm is stupidly useful. Cost cruncher, fantastic because it's just reducing your costs. Totally worth it. Trapper drone is what allows you to remotely place your traps for your critters on any character. Ideally, you're still going to want to do it on either your V-Man or your Beastmaster for the bonuses inherent to it, but you're able to place your traps and what have you and manage it through the Trapper drone, and it will automatically collect at the end of the day. So that's the one nice thing. Trapper drones will automatically collect at the end of the cycle on a 24-hour cycle. So if you have 20-hour traps, at the end of 20 hours, it will automatically cycle them. Yes, I have an atom collider. Get out of here. I make atoms. Be gone. Stand by 1 second. Need to pause. So yeah, definitely that's what you want to invest in for construction side of things. Hands down. And then just getting one of each shrine when you can. You don't have some of these souls unlocked, so it's fine. Death Note. Yeah, I'm not really worried. You don't have full Death Note unlocked. You definitely do want to level up your Death Note and your Salt Lick and get basically all these upper ones as soon as you can. Don't worry about Atom Collider. Super endgame. Really don't worry about it. In terms of tower defense, for early on, the Boulder Roller is really good, but later you're going to want to transition into using the Kraken Cosplayer and the Poisonic Elder. That will be your go-tos. It will help you so much. That and Party Starters. But for now, this is fun. Worship. Okay. When it comes to worship, if you need to, use balloons. Will you read my mess? It works while it's off, by the way, if your resource is over before having collider. It makes atoms that... interesting. I wasn't aware of that, Chris. If you don't have it, that's fine. You'll just get them. It's no big deal. Because you get them as part of leveling up as well. It's not a super hard focus, but it's definitely worth getting your people's worship levels up by just sending them into tower defense, because the wax skulls and the ceramic skulls are terrible. They are terrible for charge. So just make sure you're also using your overflow and you're keeping up with your charge. Yeah, you're very, very basic into your totems, which really does show. Let's take a look at your prayers. Yep. Okay, so 4 prayers. 4 prayers. What you want? You want to get skilled dimwit as high as you can, and I mean literally as high as you can. And you want to get Royal Sampler. Royal Sampler is amazing, and so is skilled dimwit. So that's the 2 prayers I would say you want to focus on above all else. That, and if you can, pick up vacuous tissue, just because it is good if you're doing dungeon runs. But you're not at the point where you need to like worry about balance of pain or fibers of absence or what have you. You're not really at that point you need to worry about it. So definitely focus on those two for one, getting the Royal Sampler unlocked, and two, focusing on Skilled Dimwit for working on your Princeton leg. Traps are traps. You don't have a Maestro yet, so you really can't do anything from the transfusion side of things. Just keep working on your trapping, making sure that you are redeeming them and you are getting the most bang for your buck. Because your goal is you want to level up as fast as you can. So, yeah, for your salt licks, you do definitely want to get the printer samples increase, 100%. Max books, 100%. Points earned during tower defense is good. Movement speed, but most of all, multi-kill rate for all worlds. Grab that as fast as you can. You don't have the salts yet, but you will. It is one of the best upgrades you can grab out of Salt Lick. How's your cooking? Okay, you're doing egg. Okay. Yeah, your cooking's very, very slow. Just make sure you're unlocking your kitchens. Cooking has some of the most disgusting bonuses of all time. And I mean absolutely of all time. Cooking is so worth your time, man. So definitely make sure you're buying your new kitchens, you're keeping that going, and you're upgrading them with your spices. Yeah, breeding's breeding because you're still you're very, very early into this. Very, very early. Breeding so hard, yeah. So, piece of advice: are you doing your breeding with your Beastmaster? Because you definitely should be. Beastmaster has innate abilities surrounding breeding, and that's why it's worth you doing. Eventually, when you get breedability pulse, it's going to help you a lot. Rarity the egg's going to help you a lot. But yeah, make sure you're doing it on your Beastmaster. They have an innate bonus for it. Also, I see you have 4 levels and nothing upgraded. That's funny. Yeah, also increase your egg capacity as soon as you can. You're going to be like crapping out eggs when you get far enough along. Okay, so get Viaduct of the Gods off now. Like yesterday. This is what's hurting your liquid right now. You're connecting to Viaduct of the Gods. It seems like a good one in theory, but you're not at the point where you have this amount of liquid yet. So definitely disable your Viaduct of the Gods. Everything else is perfectly fine. No one's in lab? Oh, to be fair, yeah, okay. Can't reach it either. Yeah, so if you can't reach it, like the ones you should definitely focus on, No Bubble Left Behind, Killer Brightside. Get up to these two. And then eventually, Shrine World Tour. So these are fantastic right up to here. Rift. You haven't touched Rift. So, no reason to ever turn Viaduct on unless you're uber endgame trying to spam hunters levels of bulbous. Yeah, exactly. So, Rift is... So if we go over here to World 4, Rift is right here. So what you do is you talk to the Rift Ripper NPC here. Let me shut off my... There we go. So the Rift guy is up here. So you talk to him and you do his quest and he'll unlock Rift for you. Okay? Now Rift allows you to get a lot of bonuses going. It will give you a set task list, and I would recommend looking at IT when you get the tasks just to make sure you're able to do them. But the real kicker is the bonuses. And the real nicety bonuses, like the really, really good ones, are Skill Mastery. And here, the vacuum, or the trap box vacuum, which is amazing. So, Every 24 hours, your trapper drone will collect and deposit all your critters. And the XP from the traps goes to the one who placed the traps. So you're able to really juice your trappage that way. Infinite stars, basically you would get your star signs will go infinite, so you won't have to allocate to them anymore. Definitely useful. You're able to increase this bonus via breeding and by breeding rares, but that's much later. Skill mastery is what you want. So I'll show you skill mastery. So what skill mastery allows you to do is it'll take your total level of your skill and apply a bonus. Now, why this is important is if you can get everybody up to 30 on any given skill, you'll be able to unlock all X cards are now passive. Same with fishing, same with trapping, same with catching, and chopping, and so on and so forth. So you won't have to equip your cards anymore for that set skill, and you're able to replace them with better efficiency cards. And luckily, it really isn't too hard to get to. That's why you've got to diversify for it. Same, all this, and that's why it's so good. Worship gets passive. There's bonuses for lab. You're getting efficiency. You get damage, printer output, gaming, so on and so forth. So it applies to all the skills collectively as a total. So Rift is really, really important if you want to get really good bonuses and get your passive cards rolling. That's why Rift is key. And eventually you'll unlock things like the Eclipse Skulls, which are definitely worth doing, and especially if you're going to be touching World 6. If you get 1 billion kills on a specific enemy in the Death Note, you get a 5% damage multiplier. In my case, I have quite a few, so I get a 150% damage multiplier. The Ultra Artifacts, which is used for sailing in World 5. Construction Mastery, which basically takes the total level of the constructions you have and applies a bonus for them as well. So you'll get bonus refinery speed, bonus damage, so on and so forth. There's a lot of disgustingly really, really good bonuses in here that you'll definitely want to have access to. Tome, I'm just kind of curious. Top 90%. Look at that. You're not even in the hodgepodge. You're in the top 90%. These numbers are wrong. These numbers are like so ridiculously wrong. Yeah, these numbers are so ridiculously wrong. Tome is broken again. But that's fine. Yes, thank you, Chris. Sailing. There's no way you have all of them. I think IE might be wigging out. Yeah, there's no way you have all of them. The important ones here, like the really, really good important ones, first and foremost is the Fury Relic. It is fantastic. It will increase the max levels you get from for your books and libraries, so you're able to get higher and higher level skills. And the Moai Head. So the Moai Head, at least early on, basically in conjunction with the Shrine, what's it called? The lab bonus will juice your shrines in its entirety, so it's totally worth doing. And yeah, there's some great bonuses. There's cooking speed for how many turkeys you own. There's bits gained for gaming. There's max cooking level. Like, so many good bonuses here in sailing, and it's just going to take you some time. So you're working on your divinity, which is good. This is just not up to date, which is fine. I know you said you're working on it, but yeah, once you get to goat, it's really, really, really good. Really good. Gaming is gaming. I'm not particularly worried. Have you done any hole yet? Because you just got to World 5. What map are you on in World 5, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what are you currently killing with your DK? The second map. Yeah, okay. Eventually you'll unlock Hole. Hole's really good. Good choice. Slab. I'm not particularly worried. You're very, very new. I'm not worried. I'm just more curious. Yeah. Okay. This is fine. And you're not in World 6 yet. That's fine. So what slab is, if you're over here in World 5, is this hunk of shit right here. It's this black slab looking thing. So what this is it grants you bonuses based off of the total items found in the game. So what you've personally touched. So everything from obols to chests, to, you know, drops from mobs to you know, farms, things like that. Gear you've equipped, gear you've bought from the store, stuff like that. And then it adds a bonus based off of it. So in my case, I get total damage, bonus divinity gain, bonus jade gain, sailing speed, bits gain, and essence gain. I would doubt that, Chris. I would doubt that. Yeah, man doesn't even have chips yet. No, I'm not surprised. I am absolutely not surprised. Yeah, I mean, let's break it down into your characters here. So, one thing I did notice with your cards, make sure you are equipping full card slots if you aren't already. Just definitely something you do. There's no sense in not having them equipped. Absolutely not. In terms of gear itself, the optimal goal should be pushing all void tools. And okay, cool. You've done what I recommend people do is buying the DNA splicer for a stat stick. So yeah, definitely get all void tools on everybody, because you're going to need them, especially if you're going to be pushing all your levels out to get your skill mastery bonuses from Rift. Let's see. Yeah, I would definitely say go back and do the Amarok gear swappage. Get your other characters as well. There's no reason not to. Get your other characters going. And then make sure that you have the best traps equipped, like the best possible traps you can have equipped on your characters, okay? It is definitely useful. I mean, other than that, I'm not really, like, worried about you. Like, you're fairly along. You're in World 5, but you've got so much you gotta work on, it's not funny. That being said, make sure you do golden the rest of your statues, so you'll have access to these that you can golden. Definitely do that. Once you're far enough along and you've gotten better gear, we'll double back and we'll talk about equinoxing your statues amongst all things, but you're nowhere near that point. Absolutely nowhere near that point. Like, your cards are probably really, really bad. Yeah. You're still missing several cards. You don't even have void cards. I'm not really worried about you, bud. I was farming cards, but I gave up. Take forever. Yeah, don't worry about farming cards where you're at right now. Do not worry about farming cards where you're at right now. You will get them in due time. Yeah, especially if you can push your V-Man, when there's other cards that can give you card drop chance, you'll be off to the races, bud. So, yeah, first things first, I'd say get your Amarok gear sorted out, 100%. Get everybody on serrated Rex rings. They're just really, really good. And I mean everybody on serrated Rex rings. Because you have most of the rings, you just need to do the upgrades for them. Get off your wax skulls. Yeah, and I mean, just unlock your other mechanics that you kind of blew by, that you're missing out on some really good bonuses for. But hopefully this gives you some direction, Javi. At least gives you something to do on your account to help improve on, keep pushing, keep getting better and better. Yeah, not a problem. And as always, folks over at YouTube, we give an account review to anybody who asks over here at Twitch, so feel free to hang out with us over here live at Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and sometimes on the weekends. Or reach out to the Discord. Links to both are in the description below. So, adios, YouTube. This has been a account review for Javi. Say goodbye, Twitch chat. We will see them all in the next video, huh?